Hi there. Come on in. Come on in. I want to share with you a parenting tip today about setting limits by using enforceable statements. You know, the quickest way to get hooked into an argument is by telling a resistant kid what to do. Have you been there? Because whatever you say to them automatically becomes what I call fighting words. You know, when we're telling our kids stuff like this, you know, pick up your toys, you need to eat your dinner. Don't talk to me like that. You need to get your homework done. Go clean that bathroom now. It is a disgrace. What are some of the commands that you find that you seem to repeat daily over and over again? Or if you do, are asking them things that need to get done, you start getting responses like, I know, I will, or maybe sometimes you make threats, because I think there are times where I've made some threats. You know, you better get that work done or I ain't taking you to soccer, or you ain't playing on the game system, or you need to get this done or I'm taking your phone, or you need to get this done or, you can't drive the car. You know, they're making threats. Now, sometimes threats work with kids, but what happens is they're still angry at us for making threats. And then you may get other kids that sit there and say, I don't care. I don't care. I had one of those. That was my oldest son, Kyle. I mean, I could make those threats and I could, try and punish him and he'd be like, I don't care. He'd just still sit there and do absolutely nothing. You know, the bottom line is that you really can't make a resistant kid do anything they want to do. And if by chance you do, you may experience this. It might look something like this. Maybe you're getting passive aggressive behavior. So in other words, they're channeling that energy when they finally do get up off their butts to do what you asked to hurt you. So maybe it's something like this. You say to your daughter, you say, hey, Michelle, you need to get these dishes done. And Michelle says, I will. Then it starts getting late. And then Michelle decides, that she needs to get some sleep. So she goes up and she says, Mom, I'm going to go to bed. I really need to get some rest. You're always telling me that I need to get to bed on time and get my rest. I'll get those dishes in the morning. Yeah, right? Well, in the morning, Michelle has overslept. She's running out the door to jump onto the bus. The dishes still don't get done. Here we are, right? And then we end up doing them. Why? Because the kitchen is stinking and I'm not letting the dishes sit there until the kid gets home. Or maybe it's like this. She says, okay, Mom, I'll do the dishes, but she's copped an attitude. So she stomps into the kitchen, she's got to put her phone down, so therefore the phone's not in her hand. She's not happy that she's got to put the phone down, but she gets the dishes done. So she's got this attitude. But while she's doing the dishes, maybe she breaks one of your glasses or oops, just so happens to drop one of your dishes. And the message she's sending us is, you might want to think twice before you ask me to get these dishes done because oops, look at what I did. Or that was just dealing with what I call the passive aggressive behavior. Or maybe you've got a passive resistant of favor. This is a child who will actually resist you without necessarily telling you that they're resisting you. It's all in their actions and not in their words. So this is, when you tell a child what to do and they say, I know and I will, or if they do the job, it's like they're pokey. They're pokey, so slow in getting it done. It takes forever. And I've met with a few moms who say this, it just makes me crazy. Or you get a half job. Do you ever ask your kids to do a job and you get a half job? Like half the kitchen is clean, half the bathroom is clean. I hated the half job. How about you? Do you hate the half job? It's maddening. Why are you going to do a job and only do a half the job? It used to make me crazy. So let's look at a different approach. So rather than fighting words, I want you to kind of flip this to thinking words. In other words, setting limits with enforceable statements and get your kids to do more of the thinking. So let your no be no. And maybe let your yes be no as well. So check this out. These may be fighting words. These may be considered fighting words. No, you can't play on the Xbox until you get your schoolwork done. Right? How many times have we said that? I know I probably have. But let's flip this to thinking words. In other words, saying, yeah, you can play on the Xbox as soon as your schoolwork is done. Now, I know a lot of parents are dealing with this challenge with being home with our kids and through this whole pandemic. It's been a very difficult season to go through this. And your kids are going to be very resistant when you say this. But it's not that you're saying, no, you can't play on the system. You can play on the system when your work is done. You said yes. Yeah, you can play on the Xbox once you get your schoolwork done. Yeah, you can play on the Xbox after the dishes are done. Or yeah, you can play on the Xbox, after you mow the lawn. Whatever it is that you wanted to do, you're still saying yes, but I will when you will. So here's some fighting words. You need to get the lawn mowed. You need to get the lawn mowed today. But thinking words is mentioning to them, this is what I will allow. Feel free to join us for dinner after the lawn is mowed. Feel free to join us for dinner after the lawn is mowed. I have been in arguments with my kids about getting things done right away. So I'm not asking you to do it right away, but you know what? I need the lawn mowed today. And, you know, feel free to join us later for dinner. Just make sure that you have the lawn mowed. They are the thinking words. They have to think twice. If I want dinner, I probably need to get the lawn mowed. Or here's some fighting words. For some of you with the younger kids, you know, you need to get ready for bed or I'm not doing a story tonight. How many times have we done that? So let's think about some thinking words. In other words, what we will do. I'll be glad to read you a story as soon as you finished your bath, or I'll be glad to read you a story after you've brushed your teeth. So in other words, these are things I'm willing to do, but these are the things that I need you to do. Here's some fighting words. I ain't paying that much for a pair of jeans this year. You are out of your flipping mind. I know when my kids got older and they wanted some school clothes and they were starting to get a little branded, I was like, no, we're not doing 3 pairs of those this year. You know, so thinking words is letting them know this is what I will provide for you. I'll give you $100. I'll give you $150 towards your new school clothes. Now, when I did that with my kids and I gave them money and they had to manage it and buy their own school clothes for that year, I'm telling you, they were much more frugal with the money I gave them than my money that they would be spending. It was a totally different ballgame, but then they had to think about money management and what they were spending and what they were buying and would they have enough of everything, you know, to get them through the year. But by using thinking words, what we're doing is we're setting limits on behavior without telling them, wagging our little fingers, telling them what to do. Now, we need to say what we mean and we need to mean what we say and follow through. So let me give you an example. I always had challenge with my oldest son, Kyle, getting his chores done. The other 2 kids, you know, they knew they needed to get done. They were nowhere near, even together, combined, nowhere near as much of a challenge as Kyle. It was always an I will, delayed, wasn't getting done, half jobs all the time. So I just about had enough of that. So I said, you know what? I'm going to really get firm with this and make this happen. I'm going to start doing these strategies. So I said to him one day, that his chore was to clean the bathroom. And I said, Kyle, you know, I'm making such and such for dinner, one of his favorite meals. I said, I'm making this later today. And I said, so feel free to join us for dinner, you know, after the bathroom is clean. That was his chore that week. So I make the dinner and all the kids are coming to dinner and he comes down to the table and the bathroom wasn't cleaned. I know it wasn't clean. So I said to him, feel free to join us for dinner when the bathroom is clean. And he, you know, pulls out a seat and sits down. He says, I know, I'll get it later. And I said, feel free to join us for dinner when the bathroom is clean. And he looks at me, he's like, you're kidding me, right? And I was like, no. Now, let me tell you, everybody at the table, no one picked up a fork. It was like silent. It was so tense, right? And I said to him, feel free to join us for dinner when the bathroom is clean. And nobody moved. Nobody took a spoon. Nobody put anything on their plate because everyone was waiting to see what is going to happen. I'm telling you, he was so resistant. So he just looked at me. He's like, you're kidding me. And I said, no, honey, feel free to join us for dinner when the bathroom is clean. Well, he got up and he slammed that chair and he went upstairs and he cleaned that bathroom. Now I saved the dude a plate. I mean, you know, and I saved him a plate, but I was so tired of nagging and hounding and not getting stuff done. How many of you have been there? So this is something that really kind of transformed me from nagging my kids all the time to setting limits with enforceable statements. I will, if you will, is basically what it comes down to. So thinking words, giving choices of what you will allow without anger are all the ingredients to set firm limits with our kids. So think about how you will do that. Maybe we can collaborate on some strategies if there's some things that you find that you continue to repeat over and over again, because you got to think through, I will if you will. How can you work this back and forth? You got this. I hope you enjoyed this parenting tip so we can enjoy the journey. I'll talk to y'all next time. Bye.